Let's look now at the forehand loop versus topspin, and you can see that there's a lot of similarities to the backspin version of the stroke, and just some small but fairly significant differences. The first thing that you should be looking at is the height of the backswing, where the bat's taken back to. Rather than behind the right knee, it's now taken back to around about mid-thigh, resulting in a swing that's a little bit more forwards than the backspin version. Still finishes up around about the same point, head height, in front of the head, but the important part of the contact now is much more, the swing is much more forwards and upwards than just upwards in comparison to the backspin version. I can still see, as we just move to the slow motion version, not as much knee bend needed because I'm not trying to lift against the backspin of the ball. The right toes still point out to the side to allow me to get good weight onto my right leg, and you can see as I get prepared, back goes down up to about mid-thigh, swinging at about a 45-degree angle with a similar racket tilt, and coming through forwards and upwards before swinging naturally. Just after contact, the bracket starts to go up and to my left, following the natural swing. Possible to see here that the left arm is actually really what starts the forward swing. That leads the shoulder turn and waist turn, and then the swing is finished by the snapping of the forearm and wrist. The upper arm around the right shoulder isn't really swung a lot. If you watch in this very slow motion, watch the right upper arm, and really gets the racket in position with the shoulder turn and a little bit of movement, but not more than 6 inches up until contact, and then just bringing the elbow through to just under shoulder level. So the focus really is here on bringing the bat back via shoulder turn, via waist turn, starting with the left arm, using the shoulder turn and waist turn, and finishing with forearm snap and wrist snap to get a quick, consistent stroke through the ball. And again, just watching players watching, or I'm watching the ball right onto the contact zone. Free arm starts, and then the playing arm catches up to the rest of the swing, finishing with the toes pointing forward. And you'll notice that now the jumping motion that I used to use against backspin, I'm not really jumping in the air as much because I'm not lifting and driving off with my legs quite as much. It's a little bit more forward motion, just a little bit, but nothing too huge. And we'll go to the front view of the stroke. Okay, from the front view, it's immediately obvious that it's played well to the side of the body. You can see the extreme shoulder turn, how the left shoulder is really pointing at where the ball's coming from, so the shoulders get very side on to the opponent. Very quick racket swing, and easy to see here that even though the racket swing is very fast, very dynamic, the follow through isn't past the midpoint of my body. What's happening is the playing elbow, the right elbow, is stopping just below shoulder level, and that is used to, almost as a shock absorber, as a brake, to stop the racket around about head height in front of the head. If you allow the shoulder to continue, allow the elbow to continue up past shoulder height, up towards head height, you will overextend the swing. You'll go well past the midpoint of your body, and it's a bit too hard to recover in time for the next stroke. Other things that are obvious from this front view perspective, the racket taken back around about the middle of the right thigh, and then swung around back into the flight path of the ball. And you can see that now here. Waist turn and upper body turn, bringing the racket back. Free arm moving with the body. Free arm starts to swing out, leading the shoulders and waist, and the racket snaps through in what we call the salute. It's a saluting motion. If you imagine turning your body and doing a salute at the same time, is essentially what's going on. So again, we get ready, and we start to swing forward and salute just now as we turn back. You can see the shoulders finish nice and level, and just a little bit of weight onto that left foot, so I really transfer now backwards and onto my right foot a little, putting weight onto that right leg and backwards, pushing forwards, the body turns, goes a little bit more weight onto the left, but relatively level and back to balanced, allowing fast recovery and repeated strokes, repeated attacks, without losing my balance, and which is very important for the fast-paced game that we play, the modern game. And another good example there, coming back, staying balanced and ready for the next stroke.